It's your man, Pooh Nanners, your Texas caster and hype master, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, as always. My hair's on its last legs, Nightfire. I don't know what to do, but hopefully Friday they fix it up for me. What's going on with you, man?
Not a whole lot, dude. Just enjoying my Thanksgiving, enjoying some turkey, living the dream. You know how it is.
Yes, that Freedom Turkey in the Freedom States, which hopefully Freedom wins again. They won the Button Cup, but we'll get to the Winter Championships later. Don't want to be too biased as a caster, right? But we do love it. We love our boys on both sides of the pond. We just like to give them gentle ribbing. It's fun to watch those guys go at it. So we're going to get right into what ended up happening in the final week of Season 6, right?
Yeah, we are no more. I mean, the only thing coming up now is tournaments.
Yeah, that's right. No more what's that called? Regulation season matches. That's the word. No more regulation matches. So first up, let's talk about what happened. We had the Global Chem versus Blaze, which people thought was a bit of a shock. I didn't think it was a shock, but they thought it was a shock. Where everyone went in thinking that Blaze was going to at least get a handful of rounds, but it was totally lopsided. One of those matches that you tuned in looking for an upset and didn't see one. Did you get a chance to catch this one?
Yeah, I caught a couple of interesting highlights in it, to say the least. But
well, we've got one.
Yeah, we do. I mean, this was definitely one of them. The one that we have is, I've never seen this before. I've never seen a shield-on-shield fight, because you can only pick it if you're on Marsoc. So Raphael had to have picked up an enemy shield in order to even do this, and he kills him one-handed and down with the rifle. I think his team killed at the end, but it's just like that.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen that happen.
Forgot to turn that off. It's all good, brother. So yeah, that was actually pretty brilliant. The 1v1 shield fight. You don't see a lot of that in pro play, but they went at it, and then he one-handed him.
Yeah, and to talk about the Blaze Global Chem hype, when you look at Blaze, they're a team that continuously pushes up into the top 10, but when they end up going up against like a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 team, they don't really fare too well. So I'm wondering if it's just maybe a skill gap sort of thing that we're seeing there, or I'm not sure what it is, but
yeah, I'm not sure what it is either. I do know that Global Chem said that after they lost at OC5 that they seriously dialed it up. And we saw that in the Button Cup. And we've seen that this entire season where we expected people on their best maps to do well against Global Chem, and they didn't. And Global Chem severely dialed it up, which means, I think, as they've evolved the meta and as you're seeing a lot more of the grenade meta, airbrush meta taking off, that other people are going to start stepping it up, and you're going to see more mechanics make it in. People are big fans of the Molotovs, but I'm not seeing them in professional play yet. Have you?
No, there's right now the damage on them isn't enough for them to be viable, and so you can throw them out and they look great, but you can pretty much sprint through them with no real effect.
They're just there to look cool, like smoke nades, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously going to be tweaked, but it's a cool first iteration. It's a really cool mechanic, and I'm excited to see how that evolves in gameplay. C4 is something we've seen, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's definitely been something that's been utilized.
Well, speaking of explosive force and people that are good at looking cool, Animal House versus Phoenix. This is a close match with Animal House. Usually puts on a good show. I've been getting a lot of good casts with them lately, so that was an exciting match to be a part of. The match could have gone either way, and they definitely didn't disappoint, but in the end, it was Animal House, right, that won that one?
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, I would have put my money on Animal House as well. They are the more vetted team. Phoenix, though, is playing very well, so it's why it turned out to be such a close kind of brawl, so to speak. One of those matches that comes down to the final map to determine the series. Those are always exciting.
Yeah, see, I'm not sure. Buxton writes these for this, but I'm not sure which one ended up winning, because the way he has it listed, Animal House versus Phoenix, he said the score was 9-10, which would give points to Phoenix, but I believe maps also went to Phoenix if the points are lined up correctly, that would mean Phoenix won.
You're right.
Yeah. It's like, come on, Buxton, right? Who won? Sometimes I don't catch these matches.
Yeah. I like I said, I was enjoying my turkey, so didn't get all the matches in. But yeah,
they didn't have matches on Thanksgiving Day proper, right?
Well, I mean, we had people playing on Friday, I think. So
that's still part of Thanksgiving for you. Well, let's take a look at some of the highlights from this match. Let's knock it up.
Yeah, this is interesting. Just what you'll notice right away is this is Suburbia Night, which is something that like I have never seen. And what you see is actually a couple of team kills in close quarter clips in this situation here. Statham, I think he had right in the beginning killed 2 of his own teammates, and it's just one of those things where it's definitely harder to identify a friendly or an enemy when you have night vision on and you're playing in a close quarters map like this, something maybe you're not really used to doing. I know I don't think I've ever played Suburbia Night.
It's that realism. So it gets that knife kill, more realism.
Yeah. I mean, that's the close quarters stuff we're talking about. You can kind of rush around corners and people second guess, is this a friendly? Is this an enemy? Although, honestly, I don't know. That's an insane move. He must have heard him crawl up to that corner and just to sprint around there and be jabbing him with the knife is pretty savvy to keep the stealth and get yourself a kill.
Well, getting out of the nighttime and quarantine one, things went a little bit differently and went in the favor of Animal House.
Yeah, Silent. I mean, this whole little engagement in the middle was just wild. A couple of trades over by Tank, and then the Smoke here playing an absolute vital role in Steven getting a really nice cap to start things off. I mean, you're thinking, okay, this is a great start. We played this perfectly. We put the Smoke right where we needed to. We got the perfect picks. Zach rounds the corner and doesn't just blind fire through the smoke. And then
which is what you should do.
Yeah, and you see him. He kills him there as soon as the cap goes out. But it's like, man, all you had to do is just pump a couple of rounds in there and you would have stopped it.
Yeah, and then they return the favor shortly after that.
Yeah, and again, you'll see a Smoke being the key player here. And it's just, it's that pre-fire, blind fire situation where if you think you're the last one alive and you just heard some gunshots, a little fire through the smoke here can go a long way. Steven instantly downs him once the cap goes out, but it's just like a little, you could have done it that earlier.
You got to jump on it quick. But exactly, I've noticed that players have been doing that on caps and some of these open cap maps where the uplink is just in the open and they'll drop a smoke right on it. And you see they'll be right in the meat of where the heaviest smoke is, or at least in the line of it, knowing where the guy guarding the uplink is. So you figure the guy guarding the uplink, he's like, what have I got to lose? And just fucking spray and pray.
I don't know if you remember, like 2 weeks ago, it was a G-Men match, and Biggie Smalls was using smokes, putting him on his chest and slow walking up to objectives to sort of really douse themselves in smoke. And that's something that I hope we see coming up this weekend. There's a lot of high-level plays we should be excited.
That's a total vape lord move right there, I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
Man. Well, not to be outdone, Global Chem went up against Danglers, which Sleepy would have probably given us some feedback on this one. But it didn't quite work out for them. But they were able to get some points on the board at least. It wasn't a total shutout.
Well, I mean, there was some insane highlights that we're going to get into here early on. But this whole match was kind of a riot top to bottom. You had some controversial plays. You had some insane caps on Globochem. I mean, it was just a wild experience to see some of these situations even happen.
Well, first,
Globochem,
the controversy.
Yeah, let's get into the controversy. What happens here is Stumpy uses a banned spot. You're not allowed to climb up onto this edge here and peek up and over. And this is huge because he does get the height advantage to then come up and headshot Arsenic, who thinks he's safe. But the reason that's a banned spot is because it's actually a little disconnect between the servers. And so although that looks good there, for another player, the body of that enemy may be flying around or in some totally different location. So it's a little bit janky, and that's why certain spots are banned. But yeah, Stumpy really set some fire under the controversy stove, I guess.
And not to be outdone, Arsenic decides to show off some of his pinpoint accuracy with nades, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is just kind of something that we've been seeing happening more and more in the league,
right
these
in the
air
head.
bursts. And I think there's a couple of really good nades from Globo.
There are, but first we got to get into the slip-up that gives Danglers this cap.
This was one of those very odd, I would never expect this situations, especially with Pants being the one that's the last one alive. He's really their most diligent player. And the smokes being the key factor. They're right on top of him. Nintendo's completely doused him, and Pants just sprints right past him in the smoke, thinks he's getting some kills over in the corner, and just can't even... I mean, they're lucky that they didn't kill Pants. You can see Rival there running around. They completely avoided shooting him there.
So, yes, they avoided shooting him, but not to be outdone, at least Arsenic brought back some deja vu for us and gave us another snipe nade on the same guy.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, Arsenic's nades, I guess in particular, are really on point. They don't have any chance to roll, and they just instantly explode, bam, right on its target. It's something else. Here's some shield play. I love seeing it. This is again also another rare cap. Global Chem to get capped twice on in one series is like the last thing I would expect to have happened within a Danglers matchup against them. Danglers are coming in really strong this season. I'm looking forward to seeing them play in the final series. It's going to be really exciting to see them play in the round robin.
All the teams are definitely stepping up their game after OC5, after the Button Cup. They're playing each other. You also have people like Blaze and their Inferno Brotherhood scrimming against each other. People are coming up with different ideas. People are adding people to their teams, rosters, building other teams. It's exciting to see what people are going to come up with in the future and how they're going to tighten things up and push things to the next level, especially since the developers are also continually adding stuff to the game, not just new features and gameplay. They're talking about adding the ability to actually climb some of those ladders so they can get up. Just got to figure out the mechanics for it first. So things are going to change. The game may become more vertical over time, and I would love to see that.
Yeah, just the kit additions too. When you talk about the Molotovs, you talk about the C4 explosives, it just adds a whole nother level, a whole nother different tier of strategy available to these players. And these guys adapt so incredibly fast. If something new comes in, it's instantly used and abused.
That's my favorite thing to see, is that whenever a game puts out a new update, to watch everyone sort of attack it, add to it, completely abuse the living crap out of it, and then it sort of settles down and balances its way back in, and see if people have to nerf stuff. Sometimes you wait long enough, you don't have to nerf anything, but it depends. Falls out of favor sometimes. Well, Animal House had another game after that. They went up against Mob Squad. Buck said that Mob Squad went in as a favorite into this game, but Animal House was definitely played very well, especially on Cargo. Animal House bring one of their newer members, previously of Danglers. Who did we figure out that was?
He'll
be right in this clip. We can see him. Yo Mama, right?
Yeah, I think it
Joe
was.
Mama.
He actually has some good smokes, pretty nice smoke tossing to the left, and then he just pushes up to the right, finds a nice double kill. And this is stuff that this is exactly what you want out of a new player, to be able to get these quick frags and then I guess frag yourself too.
Well, you got to get out of the way once you're done.
But I think Animal House gets the cap here, going up 3-1. The smokes are so clutch you're seeing here. I think it's going to be something that's going to be a key factor in the Challenger Cup in particular that we have coming up next weekend. I think that's what it's called, the Challenger Cup.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit more, but 100% the Challenger Cup, I think, is where we're going to see a lot of the fights, people fighting for those last spots to get into the Winter Championship, which we're so close to talking about. We have 2 more clips and 1 more game to talk about. Silent Purge versus Blaze, an expectedly close matchup with an expectedly close result, with Silent Purge having a few issues with Blaze's dominating performance on Cargo and couldn't quite make the plays happen on Downfall, though they did. They were able to take out Quarantine 1, but there was a little bit of a shakeup. It's difficult fighting it back and forth. I think overall the points were like 7-11, but let's take a look at these couple of clips. Let's set it up.
This is one of the kind of like goof plays, I guess, that you'll get in the league that happen every once in a while. Stuff where you just don't know what is going on. And I think here Strateg's trying to use a shield. He's managed to pick one up from the enemy. He's on Volk, and he runs out of ammo as he's trying to kill him. Prefontaine quickly grabs the knife and stabs him. And it's just like, as you're watching, it's like, what the heck am I looking at, dude? What is happening?
You're looking at pro strats. That's what you're looking at, pro strats.
But, one of those odd moments. Prefontaine gets the knife kill. And then, this is one of those slip-ups. We saw a lot of caps this weekend, or this week, rather. I don't know if it's going to be a trend that keeps happening. But, this is some excellent level play from Birds. A rifle out just in case anybody peeks. If he goes for the cap, he can shoot him and gun him down and then go punch in the code. And he just patiently waits on the corner. Strategjack did peek the corner too. So Strategjack now in his mental state thinks that he's cleared this corner. And Verge fully commits, puts the rifle on his back, crouches up to objective. And it's just, you got to roll the dice sometimes and hope nobody's looking. And he gets lucky. He goes in the right window.
Just in time. Blaze really stepping it up, catching on fire, so to speak. They do love their fire memes. The whole fire group, Inferno, just added everybody onto their Discord server, just started their Twitter on it. We are all fairly certain that they're just some fire-worshipping cult, but they have assured me they are not. They invited me to one of their training sessions so we could actually see how they do. formulated as kind of like a recruitment video, kind of slash like, informative. It's very interesting to watch, but I don't know if they've quite kicked the fire worshiping cult status yet.
Yeah.
Now? Here in the burning forge of the furious Inferno clan, we melt away noob slag and mold warriors. In the constant heat of battle with our fellow brothers, we continually fan the flames of a true fighter.
Altar of our fire, our Lord burns in your soul.
No, not that one, not that one. The other one.
Yep. Oh. Every day we grow stronger, and soon the top of the mountain will blaze with the fury of our Inferno Brotherhood.
We have superior training tactics, as you can see. All the way down, soldier!
Okay, now down. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it.
Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it, damn it! Advanced tactical planning rooms. Oh. Oh, wrong room. So that's a whole different thing. Over here to the planning room.
All right. You boys ready? You best be fired up now. Because I calm down. I'm trying to tell you something now. You better calm down. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to rush in there. We're going to throw our smoke grenades and our grenades in there as fast as we can. And then we're going to run. We're going to post up there yonder, and we're going to wait for them to come out of their creepy little spots. Now, don't get caught in the crossfire. Yeah? You understand? Now, calm down. Now, calm down now. Calm down. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to go in there. We're going to take them down. But don't get too fired up. Okay, calm down. I told you to calm down, man. Calm down.
We are ready for next season. This time we mean it.
Inferno. It's in the game.
No, the other one.
Inferno. 420 Blaze It.
No, the other one.
Inferno. We've got the meats.
God damn it.
Oh man, Blaze are a lot of fun. So is the Inferno group. So definitely, if you're just getting into the game, you want a group of guys to really teach you the game. They're always adding new teams and they're scrimming against each other. So those guys are a fun bunch of dudes to play with, and that video was fun to make with them. I'm also trying to work on one with Animal House, and literally any other team who has like a video, PSA, advertisement, recruitment video, whatever you want to do. Or like just Arsenic explaining how they're the best and no one can be on their team because no one is good. Like if you just want to just like have like a whole trash talking video, we could do that too. We do this together. It's a community project here at V Respawn and the Onward Show. But what did you think? Do you like it?
I mean, they are not a cult.
Like that fire purifies. Burn with us. We were like going to a different to show me his practice room, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch this. Hold on. And then right as he's pulling me away, it's getting good, and I look over, and there's like flashing lights and a dude burning in the fires. People are dying, and I was like, wait, okay, I'll check out the whatever you say, man. Okay, so as we can see, this is the way the season closed with Global Chem on top, SMC Tactical picking up number 2, and Danglers picking up number 3, with G-Man and Blaze taking out the bottom. It's exactly as you would expect. That way, wait. I'm so bad with my left and right. Exactly what you would expect. And the EU, not too much different. The beginners, boss fight, Lemon Squad, and Silent Purge taking out that top 4. So not too unexpected. But, you know, I think we're going to see a little bit more in the Challenger series from the French Onward Union. I hear they're pretty fancy with their tactics now.
Yeah, I mean, the EU squad is definitely, I mean, that whole top 10 is no slouches. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of tactics they break out. I hope to see some faster gameplay out of them, maybe.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, whatever works. We did see beginners pull some fast plays, and people were caught with their pants down because they thought they were going to go slow, and they just come in as like 21 second. I think I saw one go down. It's absolutely insane. So the Onward Virtual Reality Master League Winter Championships between 8th and 16th of December. But before we get there, there's going to be some matches. Let's get into the prize pool. As expected, VR cover, the custom Pro 2 VRs coming on, personalized T-shirts you can get. Basically, just Global Kim and beginners fighting over that. No one else is getting it. I kid. The Challenger Cup winners are actually going to get some Steam and Oculus gift cards, a golden ticket to the Championship Round Robin B stage. So that's going to be pretty fun. And here is the format diagram, right? So you want to walk us through this one?
Yeah, sure. So what we have coming up is, like I've been talking about, I'm pretty hyped for the Challenger Cup, and we have Group A starting on December 1st. I think that is Saturday. Bright and early, too, so as far as I'm concerned. I think 8 a.m. PST, Pacific Standard. So we're going to kick it off right away and probably be going for all day. It's going to be 5 or 6 maps total in that first cup. And then we have the second group 2 on Sunday. All of this is going to be cast on Master League channels 1 and 2, pre-show starting 15:30 UTC on both days. And I cannot wait, because the teams that we have pooled up in here are absolutely no slouches. It is going to be some top tier squads that we've been talking about, and a lot of them we've been highlighting today. Blaze is one of the teams that you're going to see in there. Animal House is one of the teams you're going to see in there. Legionnaires, Phoenix, like Silent Purge, all of these squads that have been, I think more than half the highlights are from some of these.
It's going to be, teams. I think, functionally no different than what we saw in the first online qualifiers leading up to OC5, and then the LAN qualifier where you had those teams that didn't quite make the cut, all duking it out to get to OC5. And that's what it is. You got these people that are duking it out to get in the championship. So these are lower guys. They're a lot closer together in skill, lots of fun personalities as well. So those are going to be the real games to watch, I think, leading up to the championships.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good way to kick off this championship series. And then the winners of that on the first and the second, we go into our Challenger Cup final, which is Challenger Cup A winner and Challenger Cup B winner. That's on the 3rd to the 8th. So I'm not sure if any of that's up to scheduling of the teams. But that's also going to be some fantastic matches. The winner of that gets entry into the round robin group B, which is the 3rd stage of the series, where we have round robin A's and round robin B. Round robin A is ranks 2, 3, 6, and 7 worldwide. Round robin B is ranks 1, 4, 5, and the qualifier from the Challenger Cup. I know it's a lot to take in, but what you can basic the TLDR is games on games.
Exactly. And you're going to see them play a lot against each other. The round robin is going to get going so that everybody gets a chance to play each other in order to suss out who our winners are. So we go into December 9th. Remember, it's 8th to the 16th is when the finals really kick off. So obviously we're going to have our TBD guys, the ones who earn their way in for the Challenger Series, working their way up through all the stages in order to get our way to the grand final. And we're all looking forward to that. That's it's really funny. They started this season while everyone was getting ready for OC5. So it's a really quick rush to get this winter season out. But it's but the season before that to get people into OC5 was also severely rushed. So we got ourselves, I think, a balance between fastest and pretty fast seasons. So we'll see how it happens in the spring, how we're going to make that season work out.
I think it's probably worth noting too that this is basically VRML's season too. Like I feel like last season 5, we had a lot of the ESL and Oculus Connect 5 hype behind it, and now what all you're seeing here is this is just going to be the VR Master League casters and on the VR Master League Twitch channels. Like that's where you're going to find this action. It's not going to be anywhere else. So it'll be exciting to host for us.
It's where all the players of the community have been watching to begin with. So it's what they expect. It's a good stuff.
Yeah, very much so.
So we're all excited about it. Oh, no offense. ESL put on a really good show. That stage show was great. We all had fun. But those come once in a blue moon. VRMLs continues pushing forward with their stuff, picking up new sponsors when we can. We're still reaching out for new people to get new sponsors the next season. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. Trying to step up those production values, mostly because Lonely Viper has the artists, including himself and his connects, in order to make it look good every time. And then people like you and Sleepy and Radar. And No Man is just added to was that his name? No Man?
Yeah.
Added to the team, as well as Buxton, building out a really good caster team. And I think y'all are still adding more people to your team.
Oh, yeah.
So it's turning out to be a pretty big group. So I'm enjoying the way that it's going, and I can't wait to see more from you guys. But that's no more from us, though. We are done. So thank you guys for tuning in to catching up on what happened at the end of Season 6 for VR Master League, joining me, Poonanners, and Nightfire. Be sure to watch us as we get going on Twitter, hyping up the matches. Be sure to watch Nightfire and Sleepy as they cast those matches on the Onward channels. Make sure you check out vrmasterleague.com and vrespawn.com to keep you up to date for everything you need to see. We will be back next week, maybe a week after that, to let you know what happens so we can hype up the matches that are coming up next. You got anything to say, Nightfire?
All I can say is that I think if we do next week's show, it's going to be twice this length, because all I imagine is we're going to have twice the amount of clips.
Oh man, Buxton loves his clips. He loves grenade clips too, and I'm starting to get a shine to him, so I can't disagree with that.
So
All
yeah,
right.
I'm looking forward to next week.
All right, we'll catch you guys next week. See you next time.